West started the war and we used force in order to stop it.
If there is any single American who deserves scorn and, yes, blame for the invasion of Ukraine, it would be Joe Biden.
The Ukrainian people have become hostages of their Western masters.
Ukraine is not a democracy. It's a client state of the Biden administration.
The U.S. were training on the future theater of military actions by owning biological laboratories in Ukraine.
Military biological programs are under development in Ukraine, financed by the U.S. Defense Ministry.
Western countries were setting military bases on our border.
The Russians don't want American missiles on their border. They don't want a hostile government next door.
NATO took specific actions, expansions to our borders.
Getting Ukraine to join NATO was the key to inciting war with Russia.
The elites of the West are not hiding their goals. They are trying to inflict a strategic defeat on Russia.
The Biden administration wanted all along a regime change war against Russia.
The initiators of the sanctions are punishing themselves.
So it's not Vladimir Putin who's getting punished, it's American citizens. It's you.
The West provoked the growth of prices in their own countries, collapse of energy sector.
Gas prices are already the highest they have ever been in history. So the price of natural gas and the price of electricity and food and everything else you buy. I think we should probably take the side of Russia if we have to choose between Russia and Ukraine. That is my view. We're on Putin's side.
He really is. He really is, you guys. And
okay, riddle me this. Why is Putin and his Russia state government propaganda machine, why is his messaging identical to the messaging you hear from Tucker Carlson on faux news? Please, riddle me that. Y'all want to stand up and say from the rooftops that Tucker Carlson is not pro-Russia, okay? Then what's that? See, we can back up our accusations. When we make an accusation about someone doing a particular thing in a particular way, we say, hey, here's that particular thing, and them doing it in that particular way. Y'all just say, hey, my friend said it, they seen it on Facebook. What, don't believe me? Here's Tulsi Gabbard, Tucker's best buddy and fellow Russian plant, / his guest host of his wannabe news show, but in all actuality, Russian state-run television, telling us exactly who she is and Tucky is, and where their priorities lie. P.S. It's with Putin. Their priorities, they're with Putin.
If they're doing a great job, everybody acknowledges that. Should we give them all, and Europe too, give them the weapons if they're willing to fight for their country?
They can't win this war, Sean. This is the real world that we live in. It is not, it's not strategically possible to think that Ukraine is going to beat Russia. If you look at it, and then it also is the question, what does winning look like?
You fear Vladimir Putin.
I think the most responsible thing that our leaders, the United States, leaders of NATO, Ukraine, and Russia need to do right now is look at what the reality is that we are facing on the ground and the reality that the world is facing, and come together to be able to negotiate an outcome to this.
Okay, Putin doesn't want to negotiate. Clearly doesn't want to negotiate. There's been many attempts at negotiation.
You're missing my point here, Sean, which is we've got to know what we're trying to accomplish, which is an end to this war. It is cruel to make the Ukrainian people believe that somehow they are going to win this war by prolonging it, and that's what you're talking about here. It would prolong this war, prolong the suffering, and end up causing more lives lost in the end.
If Vladimir Putin wanted to negotiate, he would have done it a long time ago. He's not willing to.
But yeah, not pro-Russia.